is meant to blackmail me into taking a position that if I eventually say something, you will say, oh, this civil rights activist has said. The point is that Senator Ogushewe has made a point that you cannot dismiss with a wave of the hand. We elected this president on the platform of a clear mandate to fight corruption. That was what he came out to say. He said he was going to fight corruption. He didn't make mince words about that. And overwhelmingly, Nigerians gave him support to do that because we were coming from an era of impunity, an era that, I mean, without doubt, diminished us as a people. So my sense is that I and those of us who think that we need to fight corruption think that we do not need to be quarreling with the man who has taken a position to fight corruption. We should be more interested in quarreling with the corrupt people who are fighting back, who are using their resources to change the narrative.
One of the things that people were talking about is a lot of people, Nigerians, came out on March to be on the same bus with the president when he says he wants to fight corruption, because a lot of talks about Nigeria and the corruption in the country is something that is not making anybody happy. But then people are saying that, for example, the way and manner people are being treated drawn the attention of some people in some quarters. And for example, someone who has not been tried in a court of law is being handcuffed into the court. Do you think that is right?
I think that the issue of handcuffing someone will have to do with conduct. If the conduct of the offender is friendly, is remorseful, you may not get that kind of treatment. But if you are deviant, you are hostile, you are threatening, you are violent, you may the security agencies may determine what is appropriate. And for me, what's my worry is not how the person who is catching the thief, whether the person who is catching the thief holds the person in the waist or holds him in the arm. What is important, like even the senator has said, is that if you don't want to do a time, please don't do the crime.
Interesting thoughts there. But Mr. Nwagu, tell us, there is a school of thought here from Pastor Ashimolo was saying that if you are going to fight corruption and looking back, it's going to take a lot of time and it's going to distract. And he has advised that the president must use the parental principle of an approach to governance, not to have his eyes permanently on the rear view.
I think that theory is deficit in terms of the reality that confronts us as a people. The EFCC was set up to do exactly what it's doing now. The EFCC is a creation of law by an act of parliament to go against economic saboteurs, to fight economic terrorism. And if in the course of doing this job, it arrests a suspect, it's within its mandate to do what it's currently doing. So I don't see how that is looking back. The president has ministers who are, there is a minister of health who is presently battling Lassa fever. He's not saying because we are fighting corruption, he will not fight the epidemic of Lassa fever. Nigeria is in competition, playing football in Niger, we'll play Tunisia, we'll go to badminton. Nothing is going to stop in other sectors. What is important is that the big issue that confronts us is that people are putting their hand in the public till. They are taking our common patrimony for themselves. They are abusing public trust. And we have set up institutions of government that have responsibility to rein them in, ask them questions, interrogate them. If you find prima facie evidence against them, you take them to court. If there are no evidence, even a tinge of evidence against them, there are people who have gone to EFCC and they've been let off the hook. If there is nothing incriminating against them, they will not take them to court. So I think we must not allow the narrative of the corrupt to dominate our thinking, to dominate our thoughts, to blackmail the president into soft pedaling on fighting corruption, and allow the institutions that have responsibility to do this, to do their job. And I think they are doing it efficiently for once. We are seeing the EFCC, we are seeing the ICPC, we are seeing taxpayers' money that have been diverted into these areas of ensuring that people who put their hand in public do not go scot-free, doing their job. And I think what we can do is to lend them muscle to do that job and not to, continue to raise issues about human rights. Let me give you a story, Shehu. On the flank of Abuja where I live, for instance, there is this perennial hold-up that looks like there is no solution to it. Few months ago, soldiers came into the fray and ensured that the road was cleared, because the argument has always been that you need to dualize that road, you need to make it a 5-lane. People didn't know that it's just recklessness of the drivers that caused the hold-up in that area. Soldiers decided to discipline these errand drivers. We started shouting human rights. They left the road, the hold-up is back. We need to be circumspect in the way we continue to raise this issue about human rights when it comes to corruption.
Right.
If people will not think about human rights when they would deprive us of electricity, deprive us of good roads, deprive us of schools, deprive us of health, and you can't imagine the number of people who die on account of these people's recklessness and irresponsibility. Right. So we need to be a little circumspect in how we raise the banner of human rightism in dealing with corruption. And that's my honest view.
All right, let's take a breather.
I think we are faced with very serious situation, and we need to be serious about how we confront these issues that we deal with.
All right, let's take a break now. And when we return, Senator Ogulawa is still with me, Mr. Nwago with me on the program, and we'll be talking about what Alhaji Lai Mohammed said. 15 past governors, he said, stolen, allegedly stolen up to over 1 trillion naira. Is this valid? We'll discuss that when we return. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us here on the program. It's Politics Today, your daily edition, and today's Thursday. And of course, we're talking about the anti-corruption war. How far, how wide is this fight gone, and what is the rate at which people are talking and the criticism towards the fight? Senator Adeshaye Ogunleye, former Minister of Works and a former senator, he's been talking to me, a PDP chieftain, and Mr. Ezenwa Nwago, of course, he's been talking to us from our Abuja studio. You can be part of the conversation here on Channels Television. Join the conversation that we are talking about right now at CTV Politics is our Twitter handle, and of course the hashtag is #Politics Today, and let's know what you're talking about. You see some of your comments coming right live there on your screen any moment when you send them in. Let me come to Senator Ogunleye now on the matter where Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, says about 15 governors, and he said over 50 people stole close to 2 trillion naira in just few years. Do you see, we've heard about a lot of people stealing money, allegations of people stealing money. Nigerians seems to be tired of it. Are you?
Very much so, very much so. That's the tip of the iceberg. I can assure you that governors being dictators, they must have stolen more than that. Because, you know, the system we are adopting, that is the presidential system, has given the governors, the president, a lot of powers to steal money. And unless we change the system, we would never go out of this debacle. A governor can steal as much as he wants in the system. And that is what has been happening. It's nothing new.
Because people seem to be weary of some people. People were almost asking, some governors are already asking Alhaji Lai Mohammed, name names if you have facts and documents on people allegedly stealing up to that amount in those few years, something that probably has crippled our economy. Don't you think?
Look, we are a culture of corruption. It is part of our system. It's a way of life in this country. And we must be frank. Unless we all fight it, it's going to destroy us. The impunity, the way we steal money, it is unbelievable. Somebody having 2 private jets, 3 private jets, having accounts all over the world, passing the money through the central bank. You cannot steal money from Nigeria and carry the money out. You pass it through a system. Doesn't it go through any bank? Look, we are an endangered species when it comes to corruption. You cannot imagine what is happening. It's unbelievable.
You have been in government.
Yes.
Give us an insight into what kind of corruption has taken place when you were in government.
We were unlucky to have an Obasanjo person as our president. If you are caught, the man will go on the air and shout that you are a thief. So you have to be careful. It depends on the leadership.
So you mean there was no corruption during the Obasanjo
There was,
era?
but if the man caught you, you are in trouble. So you have to be careful.
Interesting.
It is the leadership. Under the man, that man is so watchful.
Are you sad that a lot of corruption issues are coming on your party? In the case of your party, you've been part of that party for years, and now is no more in government. And these issues are you sad about the situation about these allegations of corruption?
Corruption is not a party matter. It's an individual choice. If you are a thief, you are a thief. Whichever party you belong to. Are you excusing all the APC governors that you didn't see, or ACN governors, or APGA governors, or Labour Party governors? The system is corrupt, and it has opened up everybody to corruption. Right. Easy money.
All right.
Look, if you assess the worth of individuals, to fight corruption. Yes, I pity the president. He's coming at a time when he doesn't have enough opportunity to deal with this corruption. The Constitution is clear, section 15. When you are fighting corruption, it says the state shall abolish it. You have to abolish it. This one, you are recovering loots.
Okay.
If you stole money and you can return it, good. But how do you abolish it?
All right. Let's quickly get to Mr. Nwagu in our Abuja studio, just as we close, round up our thoughts now. Tell me, going forward, Mr. Nwagu, how do you hope that the Buhari government will tackle this corruption and achieve its aims in the most fair and in a fair manner, such that it will achieve its purpose at the end of the day?
The suggestion is that the fight is not fair, and I don't agree with you. I think it is fair. I think it is fair. I think it is going on through the institutions of state that has responsibility. We don't have a Gestapo army that is arresting people and putting them on underground cells. People are being brought to court. People are being taken to prison. They could be handcuffed. Some may not be handcuffed. It all depends on their conduct. So I don't agree with you about fairness. But I think that...
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Nwagu. I think we've got to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Mr. Nwagu. I must really thank you for coming on the program. It's always a pleasure having you on the program. Of course, time is not on our side. A lot of these issues that we're talking about. Well, the program is daily, Politics Today on Channels Television, Mondays to Fridays, where you can be part of the program. The conversation continues even after now. My name is Shion Kimale. On behalf of the team, bye for now.